guys, it's Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for the Iron Crafter Challenge with Peace Craft Love. And today's mystery item is FLAIR, as well as challenge number 7 for scrapasketch.com. This is the sketch for today, and challenge 7 was to not use any pattern paper. And this is a very difficult challenge for me. But I decided to use the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Dear Santa collection that I got in my creative scrapbook kit because I had a lot of embellishments for those. And I pulled out this Tim Holtz stencil as well as Nouveau embellishment mousse in antique red. And then I pulled out Distress Oxide in aged mahogany and grabbed a couple washi tapes from my stash. And so I had all these embellishments from the kit. That one was the Echo Park. It's an Echo Park collection as well. And then the 49 and Market Christmas Spectacular was the other embellishments I had. And so I grabbed my thick white cardstock here because it's not pattern paper. And I'm going to cut out this Santa, and I feel like it's doesn't count as pattern paper because it's a cut apart. Now, I could just be telling myself lies so that I have something on my layout, but I'm going to go with it. And so I cut out the Santa from the cut aparts sheet, and then the sketch had this element that was a banner, and so the Santa is going to be my banner. And I wanted to cut not the banner, it's a flag, cut it from this red cardstock that I had, and I was liking how that was looking. I needed to set up my layout because I needed to know where I was going to do the mixed media with the Tim Holtz stamp. And so that's why I kind of started working on the flag here. And because I couldn't fold the paper in half and cut it, this is the other way that I make the tails, is that I find the center and then I trace a line from the edge of the paper up until I get to the center, and then I will cut it out with just my scissors. And so that's how I do it, to make sure that my points are in the middle and that the sides are the same side. Normally I just fold in half and cut, but the flag is too big to do that. So that's a nice alternative to make sure that everything kind of lines up. And so I'm going to get this stencil on the left side and kind of even that out. And then I'm going to use the Nouveau embellishment mousse. And I just, I wasn't a big fan when I first got it. It's probably been about a year now. I wasn't a big fan when I first got it, so I haven't used it very much. And I have it's sealed, so because Arizona is dry, and I didn't want it to dry out. And I think that it's dried out because it's kind of chunky and it was a little bit hard to spread. I used a palette knife that I had here to spread it. And I feel like it's just hard to apply. I like how it looks because it's really pretty and it's shiny and metallic-y. Is that a word? Metallic-y? But, and so I like how it came out, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, because the first time I didn't feel like, and it was new, so it wasn't dry, I didn't feel like it spread that easily, and then I still feel that way, and it's just chunky. I don't know, I guess I just would prefer it to be a little smoother to apply. But like I said, it comes out beautiful though. And so I set that off to the side to dry, and I'm gonna work on all of my elements. And so because I decided to put that on the left side with the flag, I wanted to back the flag in green also so that it didn't kind of blend into that embellishment mousse. And so I am kind of tracing an outline with the ruler here in the green so that when I cut it, it's the same shape as the banner in red, and it just all matches really nicely. And then I distressed the edges of the banner. And so because I can't do pattern paper, I wanted to take this stamp that I had and use the Distress Oxide in the aged mahogany and stamp the flag. Now, and you can't really see it here, but in person, and I think in the close-ups, you can see the stamp. And so I just kind of stamped it around, and I didn't want it to stamp on the green part of the flag, so that's why I just have this little scrap that I stuck between the two layers so I could stamp to the edge. And I just added something to the red paper, so it wasn't just red, and it still counts as not having pattern paper if you make your own. So I then distressed it because I decided to distress everything. I distressed the Santa photo, or it's not a photo, the Santa embellishment, cut apart. Jeez. And then I'm going to back this photo. And this photo is of my mom and her boyfriend at Christmas and her dog, Roxy. And Roxy has a little hat on as well. And it's just a very cute picture. I love it. And so I couldn't decide if I wanted to double matte the photo as well. I couldn't decide if I wanted red and then green or green and then red. And in the end, I just decided that I wanted to back it with just green. And then the Iron Crafter Challenge is FLAIR, and I don't have FLAIR. I find FLAIR really hard to use, so I don't purchase it. But I had these red bottle caps, and so I thought I would make my own FLAIR. And you saw that it was a regular bottle cap, and then I ran it through my Cuttlebug and flattened it. And so then I'm using some of these little circle elements from the 49 and Market Christmas Spectacular, and I'm gluing it on top of those flattened bottle caps. One says Deck the Halls and the other one says Merry and Bright. And so I kind of made my own FLAIR so I could play along with the Iron Crafter Challenge, and it got me to use some of those bottle caps, which I've never used. And so that's the point of the Iron Crafter Challenge, is to use stuff that we have. So I just DIY'd some of my own FLAIR. And so the embellishment mousse is dry, and so I put it all back on the layout, and I do move those FLAIR around. I knew I wanted them kind of opposite of each other, but they did move a lot. And so I got it all back on there, and then I still, because it's me and it's no pattern paper, which is really hard, I didn't like how stark white the background was. So then I pulled out my Distress Mica Stain in Tart Cranberry, and I added splatters to the background, just so that there was something back there, and it wasn't just a plain white background. And once that dried, I put everything back on the layout. There's a lot of on and off with this page, and I fiddled a lot with the embellishments to get everything kind of situated without it being too overcrowded, because I felt like I kept feeling like it was so plain since it didn't have the pattern paper. It's so funny how that works in my brain. But I cut out this tag that says fa la la la, and I liked this one because that tag matched the Santa. It had kind of the same, I don't want to say pattern because I'm not supposed to have pattern paper, so it just matches. And I wanted to put that down in the left-hand corner. When I pulled off the stencil, the washi tape that I had on there to hold it down actually ripped the white paper a little bit. So the idea of the tag down there, not only to fill up that corner, but it also helped cover up that little spot that the paper had ripped. And I thought I was going to use this title Merry and Bright, and so that sets up there for a while. Again, I wanted to add another element to make it seem less just a white background. So I grabbed the two washi tapes that I had pulled out, the red and white stripe, and then this green one says Merry Christmas, and I think it says Happy Holidays too, or just says Merry Christmas over and over, but in gold. And so it's really pretty. And so I just wanted that to kind of peek out on either side of the clusters that I have, and then it kind of goes at the end of that starburst. And I like how that looks, and like I said, it's not a lot, it just kind of peeks out. But it's enough to make my eyeball think that there's more than just white paper here. And so I got everything back down, and I had this title Memories, and so I liked that better. And then I thought I would put it at the top, and the sketch has the title going down the right side like this, and I normally don't do sideways titles, and so I didn't think I would do that, but I actually like how that looks, so I put the memories there, and like I said, I like how that looks. And so now I'm going to get this FLAIR down, and because they were bottle caps, even though I flattened them, they have like a little bit of an indentation, and so I had to put a piece of foam in there and glued that in so that when I put it on the paper, it's stuck to it. And I found this other cut apart that is a 49 market cut apart, and so I used my tape as a circle, and I cut out the circle because I felt like I needed something in the upper right hand corner, and I can't use pattern paper. Again, this is a cut apart. Cheating maybe, but I did a very good job at not using pattern paper as my main background. And so I had to cut like a little portion off the bottom so that I could get it to slide in, since I had already glued the picture and the flag down. But it actually works out because I will use that on another section. And then I pulled these poinsettias from the sticker sheet from the Simple Stories Dear Santa, and kind of sprinkled those around, added this little snowflake that I liked. And then, you know, I'm going to continue to add things from the sticker sheet just to fill up the page as per usual. And this says Holly and Jolly, and then I'll put one that says Jingle Bells down there. Here's where I'm going to add that other little snippet of the circle that I had, and that one says Joyful, and just add another little embellishment cluster. But that's pretty much the layout. Make sure that you check out all the links below. I will have the link for the Facebook page and the playlist for Iron Crafter Challenge, and then you can see how everyone is putting FLAIR on their layouts. Like I said, I just don't have FLAIR, but I like how it looks when everyone else does it, and then I just have a hard time using it. But so I have my little DIY bottle cap FLAIRs, and then all the information for the Scrap a Sketch Facebook page with all the challenges, that's going to be all down below as well. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye.